host, Kevin Edwards, here at the 7th Floor Cougs podcast headquarters here in my office. And I'm here today excited and ready to celebrate another win by the University of Houston Cougars, this time over the Arizona Wildcats. The Wildcats come in as a team who is comparable to us in talent, and it was very, very important for us to get this win. As a matter of fact, I would say that this is a huge win for the University of Houston. It's a huge win for a number of reasons. Probably the first and most important reason is we showed that we can bounce back after getting trounced last week. A very good Texas Tech team. Texas Tech put it to us, I will admit. They beat us 35-11. And it wasn't even really that close. We played really bad on both sides of the ball, and they came in and smacked us. And a lot of times, that kind of a trouncing can really defeat a team moving into the next week, especially when we're going to play a team, again, that is very comparable to us. You see, Arizona Wildcats are not Rice. They're not Stephen F. Austin. They're not Oklahoma State, but they are a team that's comparable to us, and they could have really beat us if we kept our heads down and did not bring it. And today we actually brought it. I saw some things on offense. I saw some things on defense that we'll talk about here in just a second, but I just want to say one more reason why this is a big win. It's a big win because it made us bowl eligible. Now, the object or the seriousness of becoming bowl eligible has a couple of prongs to it. Number one, yes, it's great to be bowl eligible. It's great to go to a bowl. It's a reward for the end of the season for all the players on the team. They really play for that. They really want that. And this is the first time we've had that in a few years. But the truth of the matter is, the real reason why being bowl eligible is important to this franchise and at this point in time is a matter of respect. We've not been respected in the Big 12 in football ever since we've gotten to the conference. And now we're showing that we're getting another level of respect, which is very, very important for another R word. And that R word is recruiting. When you begin to have a good team, you begin to attract good players, better players. And as a result of getting into the bowl early and having I guess we're 6-1 now record, players are going to start to look at wanting to come here and wanting to work with Fritz as he has turned this program around. You can't have a winning team unless you are a great recruiter. No matter how good a coach you are, you can't have a winning team unless you are a great recruiter. What I'd like to do now is share with you what, going into the game, I thought were key things that the Cougs really had to do. The number one thing I thought that they had to do was I thought that they had to run the ball against this Arizona team. The Arizona team has shown me, at least this year, that they are not very good against stopping the run. Their two losses, the two teams that they lost to, ran away with the game simply by running. BYU had over 250 yards on the ground, so I figured that we would have to run. Now, I knew that we had Dean Connor in the backfield, and that I thought that he was going to have a 100-yard day today. But I also thought that we would get some other running backs involved and get some different yardage from them. I did not expect Connor Wegman to be the other running back who was going to get a lot of yards for us. So I was very excited to see that. He picked his spots. They called several quarterback runs for him, and he did a very good job. And I think us running the football really made a difference. Just a quick little note here, I'll probably bring it up again later on when we do talk stats, but we threw the ball for 133 yards in the first half, and in the second half, 30 yards, and we still won the ball game. So the next thing that I thought was a key is we needed to pressure Fafita, whatever the quarterback's name is over there on the other sideline for Arizona. I shouldn't make fun of his name. Is Fafita. And we needed to stop him from running, and we needed to contain him. He's one of these quarterbacks that can scramble and throw the ball on the run. And that's dangerous anytime you play any team, because anything can happen with that. You flush him out of the pocket, next thing you know, fakes a pass, gets somebody jumping up in the air and runs by them, or he just simply runs away and throws a Mahomes-type pass down the field to somebody as he's scrambling away from a defender. So it's very important for us to put pressure on him and to contain him so he didn't hurt us that badly, which is exactly what happened. We did a very good job of containing him, even though in the first half he did throw for some touchdowns there, but we did a better job in the second half of keeping him in the pocket, keeping him contained. And the third thing that I thought, and this is something that we really need to be thinking about for every game. Last week, we sold out the stadium. This week, it was quite obvious that half the amount of people that were there last week was there this week. And now this week was homecoming. I was really hoping that we would get a full stadium and we would get some homecoming energy. But as it turns out, we did not. And that's one of the things that we're going to have going. We have to turn this stadium, this stadium into a home field advantage for this football team. So I'm just going to say it. Nobody's listening, but I'm just going to say it. Hey guys, come out to the games if you can. If you're in the area, come out to the games. Give these guys who are really putting it on the line for you, these college players, some noise in the stadium, and give them a little bit of an advantage that way. So it was, like I said, I was really thinking that we were going to get a little homecoming energy, and we just didn't get that. So let's try to do that moving forward. Let's take a look at some of the game and see what was going on during the game. It started like it was going to be like a high-flying game, both teams scoring on big plays, as a matter of fact. But things actually changed in the second quarter when the Cougs made a very, very simple decision and a very, very simple change in their philosophy. They let Connor Wegman take over the game, not with his arm, but with his legs. As you can see in some of these highlights, between Connor Wegman and Dean Connors, they just ran the ball straight up the middle, right through the front line of Arizona, which was awesome to see in the game. Like I said earlier, Wegman threw for 133 yards in the first half and only 30 in the second, but he ran for 98. He was almost a 100-yard rusher in this game. Dean Connors actually did run for 100 yards in this game, and that was a really great thing to see. When we knew going in that Arizona was weak against the run, we put it together and ran them to death. Now, that's not the only thing that we did. Amari Thomas had another great day. He was targeted 4 times and had 2 touchdowns. He had about 69, 70 yards in this game, and that was really important because when we needed a big play, he gave it to us, especially early on in the game when we went down 7 so quickly. The game really turned in the third quarter, I thought, when we went on almost a 10-minute run there, where we went. I think we had the ball. 19-play drive, unbelievable, and we scored at the very end, which was perfect. Scored a touchdown at the very end, which was perfect for us. Also in the game, what I saw, the defense did what it had to do when it had to do it. They contained Noah Fafita, and like I said, they did a really good job of it. I think we sacked them 3 times, maybe 4 times during the game, but we had several tackles for loss on their backfield, including the quarterback, and we did what we can do in terms of stopping and holding them down in that respect. The bad news is the defense gave up 270 yards in the air. That's what kept the game close. To be honest with you, the defense is not as good as I thought they'd be, not as good as they looked in the first couple of games, but then again, I should have taken a look at who they played in the first couple of games. When you're shutting out Stephen F. Austin and you're holding Rice to 9 points, you look really good in the first 2 games. But if you look at the other games, we've given up a lot of points, and even in this game, we gave up a lot of points, and 28 to be exact. So I'm not real excited and happy about the defense, but I got to tell you, they did what they had to do in this game to make it work and give us the win. Now, there's also a little, I got to tell you, if you watch the game closely enough, there was definitely a little cooking. There was a couple of plays, a couple of things that I thought were very, very questionable. There was a questionable catch on the sidelines where I'm going to tell you, and we're going to take a look at it. As a matter of fact, let's go ahead and just take a look at it right now.
Wegman's pass is bobbled and caught.
Well, you can see again on the
and not from this angle.
Does a nice job of keeping his eyes to where he wants to go.
from this angle coming up here, you can actually see he catches it, his knees are down in bounds, and right there loses the handle on it.
After further review,
but they're still calling it a
ruling
catch.
the field of a catch is upheld. First down.
I'm not sure how that happened, but that's what happened. And that was one of those plays that I thought really should not have gone our way, but it did. It looked like his knees were down. It looks like he was out of bounds. And as he was out of bounds, he just didn't have control of it. Didn't have control of the football. So I don't know. There was another play where there was a pass interference that came on a long pass down the field that we were beneficial of. I didn't think it was pass interference. I thought it was pretty much of a clean play, but what are you going to do? And then we got very much aided by a 15-yard unsportsmanlike contact, unsportsmanlike foul on the Zona defensive coach. I didn't see what. All I knew is there was a flag thrown, and we got 15 extra yards that I don't, for whatever reason, apparently he was on the field or something. I'm not 100% sure. They didn't show it. I was watching the game on film, so that they didn't show it, but we were beneficiary of that. And then there was a no call on an obvious illegal procedure call. Let's take a look at that one as well. I think that's another one of those that we have to take a look at because it...
That snap was low and almost bobbled by Wigman.
Yeah, Dean Connors is moving, clearly moving. If you saw it early on, in
about a 40-41 yard.
There's a flag,
and a flag comes down late.
Even the announcers can't believe it.
If this goes against Houston, this will just suck the life out of. Yeah, he was moving.
There's no foul for illegal motion on the play.
That's another one of those plays that I'm like, wow, how did that happen? How did we get away with that? But we did, and so we'll take a little bit of the home cooking. It's what goes around comes around. But this is the best offensive showing I've seen of the season. As you guys have known, I'm not a big Wegman fan, but he showed me today a little something with his legs. He even showed me a little something with his arm. He made some really good passes into some very tight windows, so that looked really good for us. And I love the fact that when we saw that they could not stop him on the run, we kept calling some offensive plays for Wegman to go and get us some yards when we needed it. The defense was not as good as we thought. Like I told you early on, we played some crappy teams, but today I think they stepped up a little bit and they played very well against a team that could have exploded on a lot of big plays. They're a big play team. They could have exploded a lot of big plays on us, and they really didn't, except for that maybe that one in the first quarter where they scored their first touchdown. And the other thing that was really bothering me about the defense, it looked like there were just way too many missed tackles, and you can't win. You can't win when you have a lot of missed tackles like that. It just doesn't work for you. So what I'm going to tell you is clean up defense. Got to really clean it up here, because we've got some games coming down the road here that we should win. Again, I'm going to tell you that we have a chance at being 9-3. Which would be tremendous for this team. I think we're going to play two teams that we can beat, UCF and West Virginia. So at 6 right now, those two will give us 8. And then there's TCU and Baylor. And I really believe that we can split those to give us 9. I don't think we're going to beat both of those teams, but we're going to beat one of those two teams, which will give us 9 wins, which will be very, very cool for this program to go from where they went last year to to a 9-3 record. So unbelievable. But some of the stats, Wegman and Connors ran for just shy of 200 yards. This is the kind of game that Fritz likes. Fritz likes to win and control the clock by running. Passing is something that he will do, obviously, because Tanner Koziel and Amari Thomas combined for 10 targets, and they had 109 yards between them. And the bend but don't break defense looked good, but this kid, Work Brown, showed up big today. And I'm going to tell you, if you didn't pay attention to what he was doing today, linebacker, he had 3 tackles for a loss. He had a sack and a half. He was just all over the field, giving that offensive line fits and popping that quarterback every once in a while. And really, he was the one that really had the quarterback rushing. And it was great defense for him. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is Keemer, and I am just about out. Just wanted to share a couple of things with you. We'll be back later on this week with a preview of the Arizona State game. Arizona State is a team I don't know if we can beat, so my prediction is we probably won't, although I'm still a positive fan. Don't worry about it. Like I said, 9-3, let's go. And we'll also talk a little bit about Cougar basketball as the schedule for the year has come out, and we're going to check and see who the non-conference tough games are going to be during the season here, the upcoming season. Hope you guys are doing well. I am Keemer, and I am out. Love you, but I got to go.